Information is not truth. Data, documents, instructions, details are not truth. Information is not truth. Welcome to our cosmic journey, everyone. Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello, I'm Karis. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, December 15th through Saturday, December 21st, 2024. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. The spectacular enchanting night sky this December brings us the last full moon of 2024 at 23 degrees Gemini. The last full moon in December, it always shines near the star constellations of Taurus and Gemini. On December 17th, the bright illuminated moon is illuminating at 90%. It's going to shine next to the red planet Mars and the Beehive star cluster. They all cross the sky together, and the moon will occult or pass in front of the red planet Mars. Mid-December, we have the constellation Perseus is climbing, ascending high in the northeastern sky. The outer rim of our Milky Way galaxy, it actually runs through a portion of the Perseus constellation. We have two meteor showers now. We've been having the Geminid meteor showers. We also this week have what's called the Ursid meteor showers. They peak around mid-December, and the Ursid meteor showers, they streak away from a location that is near the North Star Polaris. We are approaching the winter solstice when the sun reaches its lowest declination of the year, and at noontime the sun is lowest in the sky. The 7 original planets used in astrology that you can see without aid of telescope or binoculars, the OGs as I call them, they were the first original planets used by the first original astrologers. They are starting off the week lined up as such. We've got the sun in mutable fire Sagittarius. We have the full moon starting off the week in Gemini, but later on in the day on December 15th, the moon will go home to her domicile, her castle, in the sign of Cancer. Mercury is stationing direct in mutable fire Sagittarius. Venus is in fixed air Aquarius. Mars is retrograde in fixed fire Leo. Jupiter is still retrograde in its detriment, the sign of Gemini. And Saturn is direct in Pisces, ruled by Jupiter. Sunday, December 15th, we have the last full moon of 2024 at 23 degrees Gemini. 23 degrees Gemini brings in the third decanate that has an Aquarius, fixed air Aquarius influence with the full moon. The moon shines in the darkness. It's the subconscious. It shines in the nighttime, the shadow. The full moon, accepting the full illumination and light of the sun, is shining a light on the fact that Gemini being about information. Gemini is the stage of development where the child is getting ready to enter school. So many questions and exploration and so much things to learn. Discovery. Gemini is the mind. Gemini is the twin. Gemini is always seeking and searching for that thing that will complete them. The information, the part that will make them feel whole and complete. Gemini, the twins, the sign of duality, the tension of the opposites. What is that one more thing that I can learn about and attain that will complete me? This is the Gemini stage of development. The open-mindedness, the learning, the information, the asking of questions, the discovery is endless with the sign of Gemini. So why would the last full moon of the year illuminate the stage of development, Gemini, which is all about the information? because information is not the truth. The constant barrage attack, we could say, of social media, information coming at you, bots, algorithms, the news, social, all of that is information that is constantly coming at you 24/7. This constant mental stimulation, this constant intellectual excitement is what the full moon is putting a spotlight on, because it is not the truth. The truth is that you are a living, natural, organic being. Just like nature and just like astrology, there are cycles to your beingness. Times to sleep, times to be active, times when it's cold, times when it's hot, the sun shining brightly at its strongest in Leo during the summertime, lots of light, lots of activity, the winter solstice that we are approaching, the least amount of sunlight, the sun actually going to sleep for a few days. In other words, the truth of your beingness is that just like everything else in nature, including astrology, there are the rhythms and cycles of life. And when we live in a time in society, as we do today, where the information coming at you never stops, that doesn't mean it's the truth. Not only is it not the truth, but the constant intellectual Gemini information stimulation, the full moon is shining a light on this. The moon being the time of sleep, the dream state, the subconscious, resting your mind. If we don't rest our mind and have that constant information, for instance, are you able to get up in the morning and not first thing reach for your phone? Do you think you could go an hour, a day, a few days with not having constant information coming at you? The full moon, again, it shines in the nighttime. It's that state of rest, sleep, regeneration, renewal, when your body and your mind, especially with the full moon in Gemini, needs a break. It needs to rest. This full moon, which is accepting the full consciousness light of the sun, is showing us or highlighting for us what is it doing to you and to society and to the planet when we never stop the information 24/7. The AI, the artificial intelligence, what is it doing? What kind of toll, perhaps, is it taking on your health when your brain is constantly being excited, stimulated? Interesting to me that we're going to the winter solstice, when the sun goes under for a few days. The sun, which is the light, the consciousness, is taking a break, going to sleep for a few days. We'll get to that. This is the week of the greatest light with the moon, the greatest darkness of the sun. How influenced, manipulated is the world, you, society, each individual? What is it doing to you? To never turn your brain off, meaning the information coming at you, with this full moon in Gemini. Now, also with this full moon in Gemini, as we start off the week on the 15th, we have the ruler of Gemini stationing. Before Mercury turns direct, it stops. It takes a pause, meaning to rest the brain in the information. And how much information to your detriment, to the detriment of your mental, mind, body, and soul health. The ruler of Sagittarius, Mercury in Sagittarius, is Jupiter. That is in its detriment. Jupiter in Gemini ruled by Mercury. Jupiter, as we know, it increases, it grows things. What kind of information has been growing and increasing to your detriment with Jupiter in Gemini. So all of this put together is basically what is the information, not the truth, the insatiable desire for information, what's trending, what's the gossip, that's also Gemini, what's exciting, overstimulating your brain, what is that doing to you, to your mental, physical health, well-being, and balance. Later on, after we have the exact moment of the full moon, then the full moon in Gemini makes a square aspect to Neptune in Pisces, ruled by Jupiter, which is all of the great over-the-top confusion, convolution, what's really real, what information is the truth, what information going at you all of the time is lies, manipulation, confusion. Full moon square Neptune in Pisces. Then the moon goes void of course. That's when the moon, before it changes signs, doesn't make aspects to any of the other planets, so it's hanging out in the void. It's off course, void of course. It's just chilling, not connecting. And then the moon goes home to Cancer. And when the moon enters its domicile, goes home to its castle in Cancer, Cancer is home. It rules over privacy. It rules over the bedroom, the fourth house in the astrological chart. Take the day off. Sleep. When is the last time you've taken a day where you just do nothing? You just feel like napping all day or sleeping all day or just being home with your family for a Sunday dinner. This is the moon going home to Cancer, where she's very comfortable in her home with the safe, familiar things around her. Cancer is very emotional. It's sensitive. When I see homeless people out in the street, literally sleeping on the sidewalk, they're going unconscious out in the street, like the fourth house bedroom in astrology, Cancer, the fourth house. The most vulnerable position possible, to be sleeping on the sidewalk. I've said this before, that for me to wrap my mind around that, to be in that state of being, because we have to go to sleep, but to do that in such a vulnerable position out in society, in the street, the moon going home to Cancer, with Mercury stationing, standing still, with the full moon in Gemini, with that Aquarius influence, which has to do with the future, robots, AI, all of that. This Sunday is starting off the week during the holiday season as we are approaching the darkest time of the year, the winter solstice. You may want to consider giving yourself a mental, physical rest and taking stock of, again, what is it doing to you? How crazy, or what I call the crazies, how much is this overstimulation of constant information doing to you as an organic, natural being that has natural rhythms and cycles connected to nature, astrology, of course. So being out of the natural rhythm of your body, what is that doing to you as we start to close out the year, last full moon, and how is it affecting your health? Monday, December 16th, we still have the moon at home in Cancer, and she is making a water trine flow to Saturn in Pisces. Moon trine Saturn is getting in touch with how you feel about what you are building for the future, what addictive denial components, if any, are blocking you from what it is that will truly make you happy and content. Saturn in Pisces, I've mentioned this a lot on the podcast, is about the time for getting away from, separating from the addictions, the avoidant, the escape behavior that is a block from you building the Saturn life you would like to have that would be very solid and also builds on your true dreams. The moon is instinctual, as we know. It's not about the mind. It's about the nurturing mom and the baby and your needs. So this Monday on the Moon's Day, with the Moon trine Saturn, turning off all of the noise, the information that is a lie and designed to manipulate you from the truth, this Moon trine Saturn is still going within and feeling into what are your true needs. We all have them. And what will bring you contentment and happiness and joy. The Moon then makes a square activating aspect to Chiron in Aries, which is the action that has to do with who is the truth. What is the truth of who you really are? What is your identity? Chiron in Aries, meaning where were you directed from the authenticity of how you identify yourself? Chiron in Aries, the truth of who and what you are. Aries being the newborn baby. Nothing is contrived, no pretenses. Aries, what you see is what you get. This is who I am. Aries is I am. So the Moon is making a square aspect to the wounded healer, where you were greatly wounded from being your true, authentic self. Tuesday, December 17th, we start off the day in the morning with the Moon at home in Cancer, and then the Moon makes a water trine flow to Neptune in Pisces. This is all about music and sound vibration, and what are you listening to? Watch an opera singer shatter glass with their voice, and then make the misassumption that sound vibration, what you are taking in, what you are hearing, wherever you hear it, news, social media, music, just the noise. What that noise, that sound vibration, how is it potentially blocking you from being happy? Moon at home in Cancer, where she has everything that she needs and wants. And how the Moon in Cancer, making that water trine flow to Neptune in Pisces, is not only the vision and dream for your future, but the music that you want to hear, the sound vibration that you need and want to hear, because it brings you pleasure. Later on the 17th, the Moon goes to fixed fire Leo, very dramatic, very fiery, always ready for a good time and a party. I love the Moon in Leo, but the Moon in Leo makes an opposition to Pluto in Aquarius. So the Moon opposition Pluto, now fully in Aquarius, is what are the memories? The Moon are the memories. And when it's in Leo, which is a big kid, Leo is so much fun, their sense of humor, they play. It's creative expression, it's originality. So what are the memories perhaps that are coming up for you where you were denied, separated, Moon opposition Pluto, from your uniqueness, your weirdness, what's different about you? And when I say weirdness, I mean that in a great way, a good way. But the Moon opposition Pluto in Aquarius is where and how was your individuality and or what's considered to be strange, weird. What memories perhaps come up for you where you saw something as fun, it's play. You saw something as, this is fun for me, this is play, it's not work, I love this. It's how you express your creativity, the sun. So the Moon opposition Pluto in Aquarius is separating from the memories that left an emotional imprint on you, that there was something wrong with play and being like a big kid and having fun and doing something just because you loved it. It's unique to every individual. Aquarius is that point of development in astrology that is the older person after Capricorn, Aquarius ruled by Saturn, but the older person that just couldn't care less anymore what anybody thinks. The eccentric, that's a better word. The older person that perhaps you see as eccentric because they've finally gotten to the place where they're just going to be themselves, let their hair down, and they couldn't care less what anybody thinks of it or not. December 18th, we've got the Moon making an opposition to Venus in Aquarius. Now the Moon is what you want. And the Moon in Leo is fun. It's expression. It's a good time. opposition to Venus in Aquarius this is a separation component where you may finally be deciding without listening to the outside information, which is a lie, that you're going to have the truth of what you really want in relationship. No matter how strange, unique, different it may appear to the outside world, the moon opposition Aquarius is saying, I want, moon, I want the fun, happy relationship that is the truth of what you truly want. It also can be, with the moon opposition Venus in Aquarius, that let's say you're in a great relationship and you're really in love and you love your partner, but you're just not having enough fun in the relationship. You're not doing different things, trying new things. It could work out that way as well for you. The moon in Leo making a trine flow, a fire trine flow to Mercury in Sagittarius. This can be a very fiery, over-the-top conversation where you may want to count to 10, because we're still in full moon energy, where a certain kind of conversation that can be very fiery and dramatic. Perhaps you'll just wait. Mercury is direct now. It's not out of its storm shadow period. It's still slow. It's not fully up to speed. See how that goes. Thursday, December 19th, Jupiter's Day, we've got Venus in Aquarius making an air trine flow to Jupiter in Gemini, its detriment, and then the moon in fixed fire Leo makes a fire trine flow to the sun in mutable fire Sagittarius. So the inner and the outer, the masculine and the feminine, the head and the heart, with that moon trine the sun. This is a beautiful harmony where it's all flowing and there's great illumination. Fire is light. We see it clearly. The illumination, the flow of the truth of who and what you are and what you want to move into the future. Sun in Sagittarius, which is going into the future, reaching for the stars, making your dreams come true. Then on Thursday the 19th, the moon enters mutable earth Virgo. Virgo is all about the work, very detail oriented, the work that is a devotion for you that you would love to do. It's not just punching in the clock and getting a paycheck. The moon in Virgo also makes an assessment. Lists. Virgo love to make lists of how is your mind, body, and soul health. Virgo separates and purifies. What is healthy for you? What is fake? It needs to go. This is part of the process as we are approaching Saturday, December 21st, the winter solstice. Now, on the winter solstice, Saturday, December 21st, the sun enters Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. This is when the sun goes underneath. We could think of it as taking a pause, going to sleep, resting for a few days, the darkest time of the year. Now, when the sun, which is the brightest light, goes into the darkness, this is connected, of course, as it all is in astrology, of the sun, the light of the sun, submerging into the nighttime to take a break from being on all the time. The sun is the ego, how you want to be seen, how you would want to be thought of, putting on that mask and going out into the marketplace of the world. So how you perform on a daily basis at work, in society, with your friends, with yourself perhaps, the sun shining its light, its steady, fixed fire light, which is performing all of the time, being on all of the time. Think of being a star and the spotlight is always on you. Well, the sun going to the darkest time of the year, going underneath. Even the sun taking a rest, taking a break, is showing us that all of this performing and always having to take responsibility with the sun in Capricorn responsibility, the sun is taking a rest. Capricorn is the sign of responsibility, the grown-up maturity. A lot of times Capricorn will have a very difficult childhood, humble beginnings, and feel that they must climb to the top of the mountain. As we enter Capricorn season with the winter solstice, whatever sign of the zodiac you are, this sun needing to go to sleep, to take a break, is connected to the full moon, where you have believed perhaps that you are responsible for everything and everybody else. And the sun is saying, I need a rest from that. The darkest nighttime moon in the brightest full light of the moon, then moving to the winter solstice, which is the sun, the constant fixed bright light of the sun, saying, I need a break now from this, meaning the constant responsibility of taking on the responsibility of everybody else. This is also a vital health break that is needed. The sun is the life force, it's vitality, it rules over the heart. We could lose a lot of things, but if we lose the heart, it's over. We simply cannot live and go on without the center of our beingness, which is the sun, Leo, the heart. So if and when and how you've taken on too much has been placed on your back, which Leo also rules over, the back and the spine, and your heart. Your heart's been too heavy, too burdened. Then the sun at the winter solstice, connected to nature and the natural rhythms of life which you are a part of. It's not information, it's truth. Then it's time to take a break this week, like we could even say through the whole week, starting off with the full moon, and feel into, make an assessment of where have you been too burdened, where has something or someone or circumstances been too heavy on your heart, it's broken your heart, where are you just refusing to stop taking in all of the constant information which throws you off the path of being a living, organic, natural being that has cycles and perhaps is making you feel crazy, to say the least. This is our week as we're in the holiday season, the winter season, which the natural rhythm of the holiday winter season is to stop, preserve, protect what we have. Capricorn is conservation. It's a conservative sign of the zodiac, meaning we've got to protect and take care of what we have, what is natural to us. So the holiday winter solstice time is to be at home, to be with friends and family, to appreciate what we have, to protect and care for, conserve, like nature, what we have. It's not the time to push yourself so hard, which is going against the natural rhythm in the season of the year. So take care of yourself, conserve and protect what you have, most of all your body and your health, of course. Try to turn off the phone or social, even for an hour, or whatever it is that you can do. It's so promoted that we have constant information coming at us. Try to take a break from all of this. Even if you can do it for a few hours, that's a very big deal. Or take that Sunday, December 15th, to just stay at home and chill. And if you feel like sleeping and napping all day or for half the day, do that. Indulge yourself that way. It's natural and part of the natural rhythms of life and nature to be active than to rest. Both. You're not a machine, an algorithm, a robot, an AI. That is not your nature, who and what you are. Thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous week. Happy last full moon of 2024. And I will see you all in the stars.